2 hours of running with iron. I'm going to complain so much about iron.
Right, so this is our next game. It's Super Monkey Ball 2, run by Amoeba?
Yep.
Amoeba, okay. Just give an introduction to the camera and then we can start when you're ready.
Yes, I'm Amoeba, Super Monkey Ball 2. I'm pretty much ready to go when you are. If you're ready with the timer. Right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Ooh, let's go.
Everybody clap.
Everybody.
Thank you. So yeah, Super Monkey Ball 2, this is story mode all levels, specifically all levels rather than any percent because you get to see more stages. Most competitive category for the game. So for starters, these are all fairly simple stages, so I'm going to cover some little techniques that we're going to be using. At the start of every stage, I'm going to hit pause and scroll down to retry, and this skips the first cutscene. Well, it doesn't skip it. When you enter the stage initially, the first cutscene is very slow, but once you've retried the stage, it speeds it up because it says, yeah, you've seen this cutscene, let's get on with it. So hitting retry as soon as you can just saves time on every stage. Similarly, as soon as we've broken the gold tape, a menu to stage select. That stage select menu has a really annoying feature. Well, not particularly the menu itself, but the gold tapes on every stage. When you break a gold tape, you have the first frame where the gold tape is broken, and that is the time that the game gives you for that stage, is whatever that frame is. The game itself doesn't actually write the flag to say that you've beaten the stage until the second frame. So it's possible to pause frame perfectly on the frame that you've actually broken the tape and beaten the stage, hit stage select, and it hasn't written the flag, so you have to play the stage again.
Don't be frame perfect.
Don't be frame perfect, yeah.
Just be
Punish is being bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, well, colloquially in the community it's known as first framing. Just if you're too good, basically.
Is it quite easy to tell, or is it just...
You can, but a lot of the time you're really you're trying to do that menu as fast as possible.
Yeah.
You'll sometimes do it, you'll hit the menu, hit stage select, and then you'll go, crap, that might be a first frame. And you have to sit and wait for the stage select to load and hope that you've beaten the stage.
Yeah. So I thought these were supposed to be the beginner levels, but I didn't look very beginner.
Well, the beginner levels have quite nice skips in them for the more difficult things. Some of them end up being quite trivial. The next stage, I'm going to give it probably 2 tries. It has the worst pause strat in the entire run. This is basically a reset point for most top level runners. So I'm just going to concentrate on this a second. Second frame, one more try. I think I got it.
Nice.
Shit.
Nice. That was good.
So, I haven't explained what they are yet. Pause strats. This game is completely deterministic. There's no RNG in it whatsoever. So provided you can be frame perfect to do exactly the same inputs and exactly the same frames, you'll always get exactly the same results. But it's 60 FPS, so frame perfect at that rate is impossible for humans. You can use pause strats though, because the game has nearly perfect menuing. As soon as you press pause, the game stops, and then you can instantly unpause from there to start the game again. And we can use that in combination with pause buffering and watching the timer at the top of the screen to know exactly where we are on each frame. GameCube controller is also notched, so we have 8 possible directions that are always exactly the same. So in combination of those factors, we can hold directions a certain number of frames and always get exactly the same results, which is not something we can repeat RTA like this.
Do I have a moment to just shout out for a donation? We have a £5 anonymous donation that's just come through.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Anonymous.
Put your donations in, guys. For a good cause.
Yeah, special thanks for really good charity. Check them out. Just spread that on.
So So the start of the run is the entire game is how I say explain it. The first world's an easy world. Stages are generally more trivial than others. So you won't see any bigger strats and bigger pause strats until towards the end of the run. There's a nice little time save here if we get good walls, which I didn't. So if you get good speed off those, you can bounce off that first round. It saves a second or two, depending on how good your speed was. Take the safer option if you don't get the good speed.
Yeah, if anyone hasn't played this game, the difficulty ramp in this game is pretty intense. It's like,
to be fair, it's pretty. The difficulty ramps between World 3 and 4 and the speedrun as well. World 4 is significantly harder than anything else you'll do. I didn't
I think there's loads of different goals, but because we're doing all levels, we're always just going to go for the goals difficulty.
I think there's a stage where we actually take, in 8 races we sometimes take the higher goal because it's closer to you, but it doesn't matter what goal you get.
Oh right, I think so. So we take any goal.
Take any goal you want, yeah. You've got the full strat here just to get this up there. And this next strat is pretty much an exclusive. I'm the only person that tries this because it's very, very difficult. Oh, I almost got it. That was weird. We'll give it one more shot, and then we have to play it safe. Oh well, I missed the button, so we're really playing it safe. Yes, that's a very brand new strat. A new runner by the name of Complex Plane found that about a month ago. And otherwise you would normally do a 3-frame pause strat on that stage. So it saves, it's a slower in-game time, you lose a second, but you save about 4 or 5 by not having to pause the stuff. Now we're on to World 3. World 3 is another fairly trivial set of stages. But we can get bodied if we're bad. I haven't mentioned yet, it's a bad stage to mention on, so I'm not going to do it here. But you may notice at the start of a lot of stages, I'm not holding up, especially for the ones where the goal's right in front of me, I'm still not holding up, I'm weaving between up left and up right. It's called boosting, so I'll do it on this stage. We'll head straight to the left wall and straight to the right wall, and it gives us a lot more speed than just holding up, especially wall boosting. In general, just holding up right and up left will pick up more speed. Was that first frame? No, okay.
They look close.
That was close. That was probably as close as we could play it. Yeah.
Optimal.
It's a speed run, lads.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice quick strat here. This stage takes like 40 seconds to beat if you play it normally.
Pretty good time taken.
Oh yeah.
Do I have time for a quick announcement, by the way?
Yeah, good.
Just a heads up, we have reached the donation goal for the upcoming Mario Kart 8 Deluxe items. So, in case anyone was wanting to get in to do that, you're welcome to, but obviously we've already met the goal.
That's your run, isn't it?
Yeah, that is my run, Mario Kart. Come after this, right?
It is after this.
Yeah,
Have fun with that, my tag.
That is definitely going to be a marathon of a run. It's like 2 hours, but don't know. Focus on Monkey Ball.
I'll make sure you stick around for it. Mario Kart makes for a great run. So yeah, the boosting at the start of stages is to pick up speed. Some stages like this we won't do boosting because it's faster to take the consistent collision. Yeah, we're mostly through the quiet stages now. World 4 is where the difficulty will really ramp up. It's been a fairly clean start so far. The Inchworm's death was a bit of a shame, and alternative, I suppose.
You didn't get the incredibly hard strat, but that's fair enough.
Yeah, that is. I've only been doing that for about a week and a half, so I'll take not getting that. They're probably, so those kind of falling down stages are probably the worst ones for newer runners to learn.
Yeah, when I try and do them casually, it just doesn't work at all.
The falling physics are a little unusual to get used to. They're really good once you know how it works, but it is a learning curve.
Yeah, the key thing you have to realise about Monkey Ball is you're actually moving the stage right with your control stick.
No.
Well, you're not. Well, that's what it makes it. That's what,
So
I got it the wrong way.
Yeah, you're actually moving the monkey entirely, but the stage tilt is an effect applied afterwards. There's a couple of runners that have used the debug menu to turn the stage tilt off and then done runs with that, and it looks ridiculous because obviously the monkey's just kind of taking off, and it's acting as if gravity's affecting it, but the stage itself is still, so it just looks off.
Which is actually what's happening, but
Yeah,
it's
but-
just weird because without any context.
Your brain can't tie up the two things together because it's made to look like you're controlling the stage. A shout out to a pretty recent new runner for this game. Well, I say recent, it's been about for a year or so now. A-List has a ridiculous strat for that stage that saves, it's like 0.4 seconds.
I was going to say, that looked pretty much like how would you even go faster on that stage?
His strat's silly. It's really, really clever, but it's so dumb as well. Like, I hope he's watching and like really angry in chat. I always call his strat like awful because it's really, really hard, and I'm just too bad to do it. This is another stage. We could boost here and save a second or two potentially, but holding up always gives
perfectly.
it just gives you the consistent bounce there. You'll always know how to expect it. You don't have to react on cue. This is a pretty difficult strat. If we get this, there's a green goal rolling around underneath. I didn't get it. That's a shame. So the blue goal sits on top here. There's also a green goal underneath that platform, so if you can shoot yourself up into it, you save about 2 or 3 seconds. This is another one as well where we'll not boost, we'll hold up and adjust towards the right to get consistent collision. Allows us to beat that stage very quickly. Another pause strat here. This is not for positioning, not for timing particularly, but for positioning of the goal. So we're actually just going to move straight afterwards, but it times us lining up right here with that goal coming down.
Oh wow.
So
The goal just came to you.
yeah, that's a nice one. This is probably the stage that, oh no, let's not do that. The casual runners struggle with, so we're just going to avoid it entirely. Go underneath. That was a really interesting backup. I don't think I've ever done that before.
That's never happened.
That's never happened.
Really?
And you may have noticed that last stage was 4:10 and this is 4:09. I've specifically skipped over 4:9 because it's a 30-second long stage compared to Arthropods 9 or 10 if I do it correctly. And the reason for that is that the game actually starts loading the cutscene for the next world. When you're in the final stage, it says, oh, you're on the last stage of the world, we'll start loading this cutscene that we're about to show. So if you give the game more time to load the cutscene, you don't have to sit and wait for it to do it. Oops. Exited game. Normally this would be a disaster, but this menu exists. We can go back into a stage select and we're fine.
Nice.
That's fine.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
fine.
Yeah, alright.
It scares everybody, but it is fine.
Cool.
So, I actually ended up screwing up the cutscene, but if we'd have played the cutscene out, you wouldn't have seen a loading screen. It would have been there instantly.
Yeah.
Another pause strat here for consistency. If I can hit the pause strat.
You still need to pause frame perfectly. So.
Sometimes, yeah. So that was a frame perfect buffer.
Do we have time for
That
another
was as
donation?
well. You do.
We have a £5 donation from Skoagogo
Hi,
saying,
Skoa.
good luck Amoeba, get the world record right now, please thanks.
No, it's already gone. Sorry. Skoa is
Brutal.
I have to mention it. Skoa is a very young lad. He is 15 years old, and everybody needs to know, and he will always be 15. This is the most bizarre set. Anybody but me and Skoa is going to be sat here now going, what the hell? What are you on about?
How old is the game? It must be involved in 15.
Oh, he doesn't even run Monkey Ball, he's a Pokemon runner.
Oh,
I
right,
just,
okay.
just,
Alright,
we
well.
just like to remind everybody that he's a young lad.
Okay, alright, cool. That's fine.
Yeah, he runs Pokemon games that were out before he was born.
Fair enough. What's going on in chat? I'm going to check this out.
Sorry, Skoa, I'm being mean. I'm also dying in my run constantly.
He really has the last laugh. That level is ridiculous. What is going on?
That, again, put another pause strat so that you bounce off a very specific point. Ooh, clip the edge, but we're good.
Yeah.
Again, we're going to skip over 5-7 because it's the longest stage in this world. We'll come back to it last so that the load minute's better. bit of a weight on tower. You have to roll all the way to the back. And this sucks if you miss this, because you have to go all the way back to the top of the tower again. This strat is called Taco Toggle, named after the current record holder Taco for introducing it. It saves 0.2 of a second, and is much, much harder than the other strat.
Do you even like time your records down to points of a second?
That's an average, to be fair. That'll vary, but the other strat will vary as well, depending on what your collision's like. But the ILs for these, every stage in this game are down to the frame.
Yeah, I know that
They are silly billies.
Just wanted to shout out that we're over 400 viewers right now. Thanks so much, guys, for checking the stream out.
Hello, everybody.
It's
Really appreciate it. I'm glad people are watching and hopefully enjoying this.
yeah. It's all for a good cause, special effects, of course. But, yeah.
Get your donations in. Have we got any donation incentives coming up that need to be met?
Let me check on
Mine
that.
is, you've got all of Mario Kart to donate, at least.
This is a fairly new strat. Normally, the safer strat is to hold up here and slow down when you get bounced off a platform, but we'll just bounce across them.
So the upcoming donation incentive that we have is actually a bid war for the colour of Spyro in the upcoming Spyro 1 run. Currently we have £10 on pink, and that is it.
What colours are there?
There is green, blue, red, yellow, pink, purple, black, and default.
Oh, if purple doesn't get any donations, I'm going to be upset. I'm just saying that. Best colour.
We can't have that, can we? Now, chat.
I want to vote purple, because what's the difference between purple and default?
Isn't
Does that make
Spyro
any
is
sense?
purple, isn't it? Must be a nice different shade of purple. It's Twitch purple.
Yeah.
So that opera pause strat is quite annoying.
No, this level looks pretty ridiculous, but I'm sure you
This is this is ridiculously free.
I guess it's ridiculous to a mere casual player who sees something like that and
Thank you for the 1 bit, Wonderwolf TV.
We'll take the middle path on tiers. It's
4 bits.
thank you for 3 other bits.
I like how you took the hard path and were like, no, I'm just going to take the easy goal anyway.
It's faster to drop off at the end.
Exactly.
So-
It's, you know, I feel like you're swagging on the game right now.
I died. Cool. No, I'm not. I feel like you're swagging on the game. Died.
Yeah. It's the game
I
getting
died
revenge.
again! Do you know what this is? It's because I'm not doing the big boy strat. There you go. Just do the big boy strat. It's so easy. God's sake.
Did you accidentally exit again?
And I exit, yes.
Into it.
Shut up.
Fine,
This-
you know,
The timing on this
it was
strat is
manipulation, right?
it's RNG manipulation in this RNG-less game. Let's go. The timing on that last stage is really awkward. You can't just hold up, unfortunately. Nice little skip on this one. The blue goal's normally above and you have to go across the teleporter. We're just going to bounce off the stage and get this nicely situated green goal.
Nice.
Shout out to a runner called Stephen CW for his strat on this stage. I'm not going to do it because I'm too bad. But shout out to that strat that I'm not going to show you. Probably a weird shout out. This is an awful stage casually. You basically have to find one of the 3 buttons that actually activates the goal, and every other one knocks you off the stage.
That just seems cruel.
It's just not a very well designed stage.
I should have thought about that.
Folders has a nice early cycle if we can hit it. I died. Cool. So you want, well, we really need to position ourselves so that we get a nice hit off this first one. Didn't get it again, I don't think. Yeah, so we're not quite going to make that first cycle, so we have to wait for it to drop through. Do you notice there was no stage I left till last on that one? That's purely because there isn't a stage in that world that's long enough to leave to the last. Folders is about the longest one.
Just too fast.
Yeah. If we took it slower, it'd be faster. No, I'm joking. This is one of the hardest strats in the run, if I get this first cycle. Oh, nice.
I saw you practicing that. Nice.
Too easy.
It's a lot harder than it looks.
Yes,
A lot
it's-
harder.
You have to have a decent understanding of the mechanics of how acceleration and turning works to be able to maintain your speed throughout that spiral. Nice little pull strat here. It's only 1 frame, so if I do miss it, we'll take a safe backup.
Nice.
No?
No, not got it.
Nice. Almost got it. That's a weird one to die to. It's quite an easy adjustment afterwards. And then we missed the frame the second time, so we'll just take the backup. So realistically, that pause strat saves a second if you hit it, but still worth going for.
Yeah, because I guess when you're pausing, you're stopping the game, so
Yeah.
every time you pause, you're losing time, really. So the strat has to save quite a bit of time to be worth it.
Yeah, it's probably, I think it's 2 or 3 seconds in-game time, but then you have to account for your pauses. So if you're bad at pausing, it ends up losing your time. Another pause strat here. This is a fairly big one.
We have another donation and another set of bits through if we're okay to just do those.
Yeah. So I was just
yeah.
concentrating on that.
Yeah, I was like, he's just doing this level. But it's
So we have £7.10 from an anonymous donation,
Okay.
and we have another 15 bits from Wonderwolf TV.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
We got the 60 frames. So there's 3 frames that work here. 63 and 61 are pretty free. 60 we have to do an awkward adjustment, which I didn't get.
That's unlucky.
63. So this one does work.
So you said it was free. You said it was free?
Yeah, boy. Nope. 61, please. 61, please. Thank you. Right, this one is absolutely free. If I die to this, I just need to switch the stream off. We did it. It's not a difficult stage at all.
Yes. Yeah, we did it.
So we skipped over stage 7. I accidentally skipped over stage 8 as well. But that's fine, we can go back to that. This has a nice hold-up strat just to drop us down to this bracelet. And this is a stage where we can just take any goal, whichever one's the fastest at the time. Typically it's the red one, but sometimes it's not. And this strat is awful.
Great.
It really is just absolutely terrible. I hate this stage. Really hate it.
Oh, I remember this casually. It's like,
This is great game design, folks.
that must have been intentional. They must have. I think the level designers must have been like, I hate this level. I just.
But it's,
Yeah.
it's really hard if you do try and do it, because that last triangle is hauling ass. Like,
Yeah. It's,
This
as
is a
far as
difficult
triangles
strat.
go, it's going pretty fast.
We got that. That's probably the second hardest strat in this world, behind Spiral Bridge first cycle. And a slight screw up because I left this stage till last. But
Is the light okay?
I'm getting a
I
bit of
wouldn't-
glare.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
I don't know how they work. Fix it, David.
Go. IRL RNG stop.
Nice. I saw you practicing that stage. That was pretty hard.
That is the fastest strat for that stage.
Good job on that.
As you see, this is because I didn't do the load minute correctly. I do have to sit through this loading screen for a little bit. If you'd done spiral, double spiral last, it would have been a lot faster. Well, 2 or 3 seconds. Another quite difficult strat. We have to maintain as much speed as possible. I didn't quite get it. That's me trying to take it too fast. So we're going to take a line through here, but if we're too slow at it, one of the pistons jumps up and hits us. Might be too slow. No, just go away with it.
Nice.
World 8's a bit of a bad one. 7, 8 and 10, pretty much the worst worlds. We get a nice little break for 9, if you're on good pace, but then World 10 is awful.
I mean, it has to be. It's the last one.
Very bad.
Oh, this stage. Oh.
We get a nice little time save by going around the outside rather than the inside, about 1.2 seconds.
You made transitioning look very, very easy then. I'm sure it is to you, but
This is probably the first big strat that newer runners will learn. Very, very difficult. Right, got it.
you're like, newer runners will learn this. It's really hard.
It is, but before there was pause frames found for that, the next best strat was about 30 or 40 seconds slower.
Oh, really?
So,
Wow.
yeah,
That saves a lot of time.
it's
then.
basically necessary if you want to run this game.
You just reset until you get it, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's not uncommon to see, multiple deaths to that stage because it is such a tight angle.
Yeah.
Nice little pause strat here. Skip that entire stage, and we're going to skip 8-7. Well, leave 8-7 till last. There's a very neat looking strat here. Normally you'd have to bounce off all the trampolines. We're actually going to get collision off of the marker on the right hand side, and that pops us up to the third one. A nice aerial movement takes us to the last.
Nice.
It's very clean. That's a very rewarding stage to hit. Like that strat is really, once you really understand it, it's a really enjoyable one to get. Cycle lines up on this stage quite nicely, so we can just pop across.
Just because you can.
These, like the World 8, 10 and 9, 10 are weird stages because, not 9, 10, 8, 10 and 7, 10 are weird stages because they're actually beginner extra stages, so they're oddly easier than the surrounding world stages. They just needed a spot to put them in. This is normally a 20-second stage. We're going to try and use a pause strat to save some time. If I miss it, then we'll just do it normally. One more frame. There we go.
Nice.
Right. So World 9 is easier than the surrounding ones, but there is a couple of slightly annoying stages.
You said it was a bit of a break, so it's...
Yeah, it's a little bit of a respite, but it just lulls you into a false sense of security so that 10 can mug you. Another falling stage there. A fairly difficult one for newer runners to learn, I'd say. This is a weird stage. This is pretty easy. But if you're complacent with it and catch one of the edges, it will nearly always kill you. It's important to just stay on the flat. Another relatively easy strat. Just going to take one wall boost rather than the couple that we could fit in, just to time that goal quite nicely. I exit game again. Thankfully there's a stage select menu, because otherwise that would cost so much time.
The game, something that happens a lot.
It is, because to get to stage select, the stage select option, the fastest way to do it is to press up twice and wrap the menu round, and the middle option between it is exit game.
If you miss the double tap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And double tapping an analog stick is quite annoying.
Can you not use the D-pad?
You can, but you're using the analog stick for the stage beforehand, so jumping between the two is slower.
Alright, yeah, you can use.
So you want to, ideally you want to be able to be good at double tapping the
Yeah.
analog stick. 3-frame strat here. This is very good looking.
But you've got a huge 3-frame window to get it.
No, 3-frame perfect.
Oh, right.
Sorry, yeah,
Okay.
I didn't word that correctly.
To
To be fair, the first window is 3 frames, but then the 2 windows you've got to get after those, depending on which one you get, are both frame perfect. When we talk about frame strats in Monkey Ball, it's typically how many frames you've got to hit, rather than, as in how
Not the
many individual
window.
sets, rather than the windows, yeah.
Right. The window's usually one frame.
Yeah.
Sometimes it isn't. Like
There's typically backups, so like if you miss the one frame you want, there's typically workarounds for the frame you end up hitting.
Yeah.
But they tend to not save the amount of time that you would save by hitting the frame window in the first place. We're just going to hold up here and let go when we touch down, and that just completes itself.
A lot of worlds always end with really silly stages.
Yeah. Well, once
That's
again,
just like the
we've
goal.
left 4-7 till last for load minute.
Yeah.
So, because it's a much longer one, air hockey is ridiculously quick. So, if we did leave that till last, you'd lose. I think it's like 5 seconds waiting for it to load. It's quite a lot. That's never happened before. Right. So we're into the final world now, final 10 stages, and this is where the difficulty ramps up. A lot of these stages are designed to be very, very long. So there are very complex pause strats to get past them.
Yeah, the longer the stage, the more extreme the strats have to go.
Yeah. Well, the longer the intended path normally.
Yeah.
Training is like the only randomly easy stage in this world. This
Training.
stage has at least a 3-frame strat. 83 is the first one. We can do a 6-frame one to save an extra 3 seconds.
Thank you, Scatman Jim, for
Missed
the
the second
Twitch Prime.
Thanks to the
Thanks.
subs. Sorry, that was not me reacting to the.
Sub hype.
Oh no. I missed the. Went for the 6-frame one and missed the last frame. So this is where frame strats end up being a detriment. Especially, I need a 1-frame window on this first one, and I'm missing it repeatedly. There we go. So I'll take the safe 3 this time.
Yeah. When you watch speedruns Monkey Ball, you think the 60 seconds, so that's 60 seconds is absolutely forever to complete a stage. But,
Gimmick, please.
yeah, these stages are really easy to actually time out on if you do them casually.
Yeah, Gimmick, if you beat it casually, it's it's like 50 seconds.
Yeah.
I can't do this. What is happening to me?
It's alright, you'll get it. You'll get it. You just got to press pause when the number's right.
There we go. Alright, that should be good. 11's the easy one. Alright. So that was a big choke card. Did not do very well.
It's
there.
all good, like, you know, as we were talking about, World 10 is pretty mean.
Yeah,
So
that's like the gatekeeper. If you've got good pace and you get past Gimmick, it's like, right, we're on. You know, you starting feeling the run at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the nerves get to you too much, Gimmick will murder you for it.
Ooh. Just barely glancing off the
God,
side.
come on. This is not a difficult stage. Please. Please, Mountain. Why? World 10 is living up to its reputation right now.
Yeah.
God's
Nice.
sake.
Nice.
This was an okay run up until Gimmick, and now it's terrible. But we'll get there.
It's been fun.
So, Disorder's pretty much the last of the easy stages for World 10.
Yeah, I don't look too bad.
This has a one frame strat. If we miss it, we can just do the standard strat as a backup when we missed it. It's fine. This looks pretty cool if I get it. And I didn't, of course.
Like how you're like, we'll just do the standard strat. Yeah.
Right, so miss the frame again.
Gives me thinking standard meant the casual way.
No.
What a mistake.
Right, that's the frame. An adjustment here and it pops us straight over the wall. Much nicer. Pause strats are not being nice to me, which is kind of a worry because these next two are big ones. This is a 4 frame strat. I missed the first one. Alright, we missed that. We'll go for the standard strat. That would normally pop you around the back of the goal and take you to the ramp before it. Oh my god, the choke art is real. Missed it again. I can't believe I'm dying to this so much. I was hitting this in practice tons. Come on.
For people that haven't actually played the game at home, like these stages now
Yeah,
are extremely hard. Like you have to play the game for a really, really long time before you can just get through all these stages without losing out all your lives.
Yeah,
This is not an easy game. It's a lot harder than it looks.
this is another big pause strat. Another at least 4 frame one. That's 3. We need one more frame. Alright, we got that one. So this stage is normally 30 seconds long without that strat.
Nice.
That saves a good 15,
You got the last
16.
one unbuffered, right? So it's just like
Yeah, just
optimal.
paused it. That'll do.
Just like yeah.
Wait here for 2 seconds to line up the cycle. Bounce off the wall. And not quite into the goal. This is the hardest way to do this stage. Got it.
Nice,
Alright.
nice.
The time's going to be coming up pretty soon. We've got 2 more stages. Now this one's another pause strat.
Invisible.
Invisible. Stage's gimmick is that half of it goes invisible, but we're just going to skip most of it. We're actually colliding with invisible platforms there most of that.
Yeah, no big deal.
And then time is when I break the goal tape on this stage.
Just tell me when.
It's a bit of a classic to have like a logo or a picture to be the last stage. So this is AV, the developers of the game.
And time.
Nice.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, that was
33 minutes 47.
That's not great.
Is it not?
It was
Your
going.
estimate was 1 hour 20. Or was
No.
that
No,
35 minutes.
God, I hope not.
Oh gosh.
Oh, dude, you put the wrong thing on the
Yep,
stream.
the wrong thing has been put on stream.
We were just giving you plenty of time. Is it the Tomb Raider estimate still there?
Yes, but it has to
probably
be
got
the
copied
right
over.
game.
Well,
Excellent.
Cool.
Nice.
So good job. The schedule's correct, but not the estimate.
half an hour underestimate. No, that's fine.
Oh yeah, nailed it.
I mean,
So-
yeah, my estimate I think would be quite a lot longer than an hour and a half, I'd say. So if I were running.
It was decent enough, and then I really kind of started choking on pulse frames in War 10, which does happen. That's a feature in a lot of people's attempts for running this game. It's not an easy role to do. I did an especially bad job there, but otherwise the run was pretty nice.
I think it was a really good run.
Yeah, this was really good to watch. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me. And
Yes.
everybody in chat, please get subs and donations in.
Yeah, donate for that amazing run because you're pretty insane at this.
Yeah.
So
And don't forget about the raffle.
yes, every £2 you donate, you get 1 ticket for the raffle, and there are some amazing prizes like the Rocket Con headset, Rocket Leader mouse, and Fallout books. What else we got? Discord T-shirts.
Are we good for shipping to anywhere in the world for the raffle? Is there any restriction on that?
Definitely UK, and we did Europe last time. I'm gonna say anywhere.
Shouldn't be too
But
bad as long as
we'll
it's not Australia.
yeah, as long as you select the tick box that lets us see your email address, then you're good, and we can contact you and sort things out.
Cool.
Alright.
Great run.
All right.
Stick around for Mertag's Mario Kart 8.
Yes. Slightly less impressive run, but more chill, hopefully.